Hi everybody, today I'm going to be showing you how to make a checkered pattern on any n by n. So let's get right into the video. Because before we start the video, I just wanted to say I'm sorry if the audio sounds a bit weird. I really apologize for that. I'm not going to go into detail about it. I'm just going to give a shout out to Spring Cubing because they were my 100th subscriber, so I really appreciate it. Yes, I know this is late, but I forgot to shout you out in my Q&A video. And also, I'm sorry I haven't been uploading that much. I've just been pretty busy, and I've just been taking a bit of a break, but hopefully I'll be back uploading once a week from now on. Okay, so I'm just going to go from like 2x2 all the way up to 7x7. So anyway, let me just start with 2x2. This one is honestly pretty easy because all you have to do is just follow this algorithm. Not even really an algorithm, you just do R2, B2, R2. Now all you have to do is just do a U2 and then you have the most checkered pattern that you can get into. And it doesn't look the best, I would say. It looks okay. On this particular cube, I would say it looks pretty good. It's the Volk 2 LM because it just looks good with like the color contrast, but not all cubes look this way. So it's the simplest one, I would say. It doesn't look the best, but I would still say it looks pretty decent. Next for 3x3, you probably all know this, maybe some of you don't, but this one is the simplest because all you do is just turn each of these M layers or like S layers and E layers twice, so you can rotate if you want, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to do it without rotations and I'll show you with rotations. You do M2, I think this is E2, and then S2, then you have checkered pattern. Or you could just do M2, rotate, M2, and then rotate like this in M2. Just however you do M2s on all three of like the layers, and then you're pretty much doing it. So as you can see, it does look pretty nice. It could make for some nice cube photography, but again, I do think that big cubes do look a bit better than this. So it's a very easier pattern to make, and yeah, I'm just gonna see how fast I can do it. That was honestly pretty slow, but still, it's a pretty nice pattern on 3x3. I'd say it's the easiest one to make and the most popular one. Next, we have 4x4, and here's where things start to get interesting, because now we have multiple layers to checker. There are two different ones that you can do for like the remaining big cubes at least. The first one, it's not going to look as good, but you just do the same thing that you did for 3x3. So you do M2, E2, and then S2. You're going to get kind of a checkered pattern, but we can do a bit better than this. So keep in mind that the checker pattern only works for 4 out of 6 of the sides. I'm not sure if this is the official one, but this is the one that I came up with myself. I'm pretty sure it is though. So you're basically going to do is do that same algorithm we did on 2x2. So what you're going to do is do R2, B2, R2. Then on the left side, you're also going to do that. So L2, B2, L2. And then for the middle layer, you're going to do it. So wide R2, wide B2, and then wide R2 prime, or R2, doesn't really matter. You'll see that it doesn't look quite like a checkered pattern, but just like with 2x2, we have to do 3 U moves in this case. Just basically do one on every layer except for the fourth, obviously. So first layer, second layer, and then third layer. Here's the completed checkered pattern. I do think it does look pretty nice, if I have to say so myself. I really do like this pattern. On 2x4, it doesn't look quite as good as it would on like a 6x6 or 7x7, but in my opinion, it definitely looks better than a 2x2. Next, we have 5x5, and it's going to be pretty similar to a 3x3. So you're going to do a different type of checkered pattern, one that affects all 6 sides. So basically what you do in this case is just do these 2 moves. So like the 2 inner layers, and then 2 inner layers, and this will make a completed checkerboard pattern. I think this one looks really nice, honestly, especially with the MGC shades. Yeah, I really do like this pattern a lot, especially on the 5x5. Of course, you could also do multiple variations, like just doing the big inner layers, and that's also how you can get to the checkerboard pattern. It just takes a bit longer, and you just do the small M2s. And you also have a checkerboard pattern, but I believe that you can also do the same thing that we did on the 4x4. So you can do this, and then this, but with both inner layers, and then this will pretty much just give you a checkerboard pattern except on only 4 sides. This also works with 3x3. So yeah, that's how to do a checkerboard pattern on a 5x5. Okay, so for the second to last cube, we have the 6x6. Now here's where it starts to look really good. So first of all, with the cube this size, it still will look pretty good to just do like the M2s. So basically it would mean turning these 2 layers just like on the 5x5, except you just don't turn either of these layers because these count as one 5x5 layer. And this makes a pretty nice checkerboard pattern on all 6 sides. I don't think it looks bad, but again, we can do better because we can do the same thing that we did on the 4x4. So basically what you're just going to do again is just do the outer layers R2, B2, R2, L2, B2, L2, and then just do the second inner layers, and then just do the most inner layer, and then again you just do the U's in however many times, so 5 U's up to like the 5th layer, and then you pretty much have a checkerboard pattern. Again, it doesn't look as good as even layer cubes, but I still think it looks pretty good. And the color contrast again on these MGCs is just really nice with this light green, especially for checkerboard patterns. So yeah, I really do like the way this looks. And finally, for the biggest one of all, we have the 7x7. Now this one, in my opinion, looks super good, the best out of all of them. So you basically just do this, I believe. So you do the 2nd layer, the 4th layer, and then the 6th layer. Then you pretty much just do that for the rest of them. Okay, so we have a completed checkerboard pattern. And honestly, this thing looks super nice. Like, I really like this. I might take just like a picture of this outside or something. It just looks super nice. It's my favorite checkerboard pattern, honestly, by far. It just looks really nice. Again, you can do the same thing that you did for the 5x5 where you just checker 4 of the sides, but the color contrast on these MGCs is just really nice for checkerboard patterns because I just think it looks really nice. In most cases, I prefer darker greens, but this just looks really nice. I really like this pattern, and I would highly recommend if you have a 7x7 to try it, or just get a 7x7 like the MGC, because this one is just so good for its price. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and comment if you want more pattern videos like this in the future. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, and see everybody later.